Most likely keep sabotaging your connections with women because you respect them too much. Just hear me out. Now let me be clear. Obviously, you should respect women. That's a given. What I mean by this is a lot of quality, good, intelligent men who lean more to this side of the spectrum, they give a little bit more safety than spark. They are terrified of making a bad impression.
Yes. I find these days that a lot of men are so super scared about making impressions on women that we go into the safety zone. And what we do is this: we subconsciously feminize ourselves because our thought is women are afraid of men. I don't want her to be afraid of me. How can I make her not afraid of me? You know what women aren't afraid of typically? Other women. And so if I just learn to communicate exactly like her and present exactly like her, she's going to realize I'm a safe guy because even though I'm a dude, I have feminine qualities that make her feel safe. And therefore, she's going to want that. And so we end up doing very boring conversation topics. We don't try to rock the boat any. We don't make any sexual moves. And we think that this is going to win us points because we're hearing women are afraid of these things. And so we're doing the opposite. Turns out the opposite doesn't actually get you women.
They're terrified of doing the wrong thing. So this mindset tends to make them second guess themselves. So they never actually go for it. They never actually make a move on the woman. But this leads to a very bad outcome because it deprives women of what they really want, which is to be desired.
And that's the thing that I think a lot of men are afraid of is because, we have sexual desires and we have things we want to do to women. And so sometimes it's very easy to think that maybe women don't have those same desires, even though, spoiler, they totally, totally do. But we think that because, again, we've heard a lot of rhetoric of men are too sexual. They're giving us all these sexual comments about ourselves and whatever, that we think it's an either or. Either a guy's too sexual and I don't want him, or he doesn't talk about sex at all and I want him. And that is not true either. Like, if you're not ever talking about sex or bringing up innuendos or letting them know that you do, in fact, desire women and whatnot, then women don't get a sense that you actually are sexual. It's weird, right? Like, you don't want to be overly sexual, but not expressing any kind of desire. It's almost like you become asexual or gay to them. Like, he clearly doesn't want me because he's expressing nothing. And you don't want to be put in that pot either.
Not lusted after, but desired for who she is, right? When you don't make a move on a woman, it confuses them. It makes them think like, okay, he must not really be attracted to me. So in order to take control over the situation, they typically create space, go cold, or just ghost you.
Now, I think that's important because, I do a lot of videos on this channel talking about women who pull away, why they pull away. I try to explain to you guys the various things that are going on in their head. Like maybe you're coming at them too hard or too strong, or maybe you're being a bit too overly feminine to where they don't really like that energy, right? And so what I'll say is sometimes women will pull back because they need a reset. Like they don't want you to be out of the picture, but you're either doing the most or you're not doing the things that they want you to, that they need for you to do in order to feel attracted to them, right? And so their thought is, okay, if I pull, he's coming at me too hard. So I'm going to take control of the situation. I'm going to pull back, and that's going to allow me to do a proper reset. And then that'll help him to maybe cool his jets a little bit and know how to come at me in a better way to where I will continue to keep the high attraction that I once had. And I try to explain that. And what men will say is, well, if she's pulling back, then she's playing games and that's not a thing. And she said X, Y, and Z. And it's like, no, dude, you don't get how women work. She's pulling back because she likes you and she wants to get those feelings back, but you're doing the most. You're not allowing her space to come to you. Because as I always say, if she's chasing you, she can't be replacing you. She's only going to replace you if she feels like you're chasing her too much because she wants that space to come to you. And so when I tell it to guys, they think, well, that just means she's playing games and blah, 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 blah. Okay, fine. You don't have to do anything. You can try to keep doing things the way you're doing them. Just understand that what this guy just said is that they're trying to take control of the situation by pulling back a bit. That way it gives them some space and room. And you're thinking that's not a thing. It shouldn't be a thing. And then it's ruining things altogether.
In other words, guys who play it too safe leads to an outcome where the woman doesn't feel anything.
Oh, that's the other part too. Sometimes the other thing is if you're not making enough moves, right? Like if you're trying to ask a woman on a date, but you're just kind of like him hawing around, then she'll go away hoping, okay, if I give him some space, maybe he'll get the balls to actually come up to me and say, hey, I want to go on a date. Hey, yeah. And I mean, in hindsight, looking back on my dating life, I realized that there were times where women would have active crushes on me. And like they would go on dates with me. And then I get to the end of the night, I would make a kiss. I wouldn't like try to hook up with them. And then the next time I would hit them up, they were like giving me like 1 or 2 word answers, or they were like trying to like not answer their phone as readily or as easily, or suddenly they weren't as accepting of just hanging out. And in hindsight, I didn't realize that was because they're thinking until this guy actually says, hey, let's go on a date, or actually makes a move like, hey, come to my place, we're going to hook up and do whatever, then I need to give him space to do that. And I wasn't knowing at the time that that's what I needed to do in order to have them say, oh, okay, I'll come over, versus like, this is our 5th hangout. He hasn't asked me out yet. This is annoying. So until he asks me on a real date, I'm going to be over here. All we see it as is, oh, she was hanging out with me and now she's not doing it. What's going on? But were you actually making the moves you need to make that she wanted you to make in order to keep her attraction? But did you even know that those were moves she wanted you to make? Or were you so in your head thinking, I got to be a nice guy, I don't want to like make her uncomfortable, I don't want to be overly sexual, that you forgot that those are things that she needed to see from you to realize, oh, you actually are a sexual being, and now she's open to seeing you and doing more stuff. It's really mind-blowing.
And when she doesn't feel anything, she leaves. Obviously, this is very frustrating to a man who feels like he's trying to do everything right. You know, feels like he's being punished for being a good guy.
And I've definitely heard that commentary on my channel. Well, I feel like I'm getting punished because I'm just trying to treat her right, and then she doesn't want to. But it's like treating her right in the way that you think she needs to be treated versus the ways that she needs to be treated in order to feel attraction are 2 different things. By the way, we're not saying be disrespectful to women, but we are saying you got to understand what things are going to trigger them to stick around with you long term and to be attracted. And if you don't know those things, you could be doing what you consider to be all the right things. You're not going to keep that woman. Hey there, thanks for tuning in to Harry Dating Convos. Don't forget to visit HarryWilmington.com to download my free ebook, Texting Women Like a Boss. And while you're there, if you're ready to take things to the next level with your dating life, check out the Get Girls Academy membership program for exclusive strategies and live coaching. Go to HarryWilmington.com to learn more and join today. Lastly, if you've got a question you'd like answered on one of these shows, leave a comment below or write me at HarryWilmington@gmail.com. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.